Today I'm going to make a delicious cheesy spinach casserole. To start, I use chopped spinach, 3 eggs, both cottage cheese and sharp cheddar cheese, as well as a little bit of butter and flour. First, I prepare the spinach. I do like to buy the frozen spinach in those steam-in bags, so I steam it a little bit first in the bag, and then squeeze it to get the excess water out. Now, I'm not doing this in a way where it's going to be super dry, but I do want to get most of the water out. So I'm using this metal sieve and a spatula and just kind of squeezing it over a bowl and just keep squeezing kind of methodically all around until you see you get the liquid out. I'm going to lift this out of here, maybe give it a couple more good squeezes, and then you get to the point where you say, okay, well, that's good enough, and I will discard this excess liquid and then set this aside. I also need to melt this butter, and that's only going to take about 10 or 15 seconds in the microwave. And the cheddar cheese I need to cut up into cubes. I need 4 ounces, and this is an 8-ounce block, so I will just cut the block in half, save the other half for another day, and then just start cutting this up. I do like to take a nice big knife and just cut it lengthwise, make all my strips, and then turn it, of course, and cut it the other way across that grain. And then once you have those all cut up, I kind of go that one extra step and cut those pieces into smaller cubes. I do this because I do like the burst of flavor you get from the sharp cheddar cheese, and the more small cubes you have, the more it is spread out throughout your casserole dish. And then the casserole dish itself, I'm just going to spray with a little bit of cooking spray so it's ready to go. This is a 1.5 quart dish, by the way. And then we'll start prepping the 3 eggs by just giving them a little bit of a light beating in this bowl. You can see I'm just using a spatula here. I'm not going like all full out with a whisk or anything. Just use the spatula to beat them enough to mix them up really well, and then I can start adding the other ingredients. We're going to add cottage cheese, 1.5 cups, those cubes of the cheddar cheese that I used, and also that little bit of flour. It kind of helps just thicken the casserole and absorb any excess liquid. Kind of stir all this together. That doesn't take much. It's not exactly, a lot to combine here. And then we can add in the squeezed out spinach, as well as that melted butter. And then we're just going to mix that in. Now, whenever you squeeze out spinach, and it doesn't matter how you do it, you probably end up with something that resembles kind of a stuck together clump. And so I generally find that when I'm mixing in my spinach, I start with kind of a chopping action. That's why I like to use a spatula type of stirring device. But then you just stir and fold and mix just to get this all kind of combined, and you can tell, when it's evenly distributed. Then we're just going to transfer this right into that prepared casserole dish. There's no additional topping on this, which kind of is nice. It makes it a nice, easy casserole to put together. So I just like to have it all in the dish and then kind of spread it all out. And once you have that spread out, it's ready to bake. We'll take this and put it in a preheated oven, 350 degrees for about 40 to 45 minutes. You pull it back out and that should be nice and hot and bubbly. You can see all the bubbly edges and those bursts of that cheddar cheese just ready to be eaten. I do hope you give this a try. This is a lovely cheesy side dish that happens to have about 23 grams of protein in every serving, and I'm assuming this is about a 4-serving dish. So I hope you give it a try, because if you do, I know you'll love it. Enjoy.